So I want to start with a word in German language. The word is verrückt. If you look it up in the dictionary, the translation will be crazy, mad, insane, nuts, loony, wacky, lunatic, and so on and so on. And in German, we use a word like this as well. So if somebody's crazy, we call them they're verrückt. But also something that is verrückt is something that's moved from one place to the other. So rücken is a verb that means kind of pushing something from one place to the other. And then there's this game called das verrückte Labyrinth where you verrück, you push out of place the pathways and have to reach the little treasures. So there are these two meanings to this word, and it's kind of beautiful in a way because the way we see crazy people in our society, and when we call them just that, crazy, I mean, I'm not 100% clear about the origin of crazy and so on, but assuming now that only has this one meaning, then that's a one kind of label, but to say in German verrückt, it doesn't have to have this kind of negative connotation that you're mad or insane or something, but it basically means you're just moved from where you were before. And I have to think of this great quote by Krishnamurti, who once said something like, "It is not a sign of a healthy mind to be adapted to a profoundly sick society." And working with this quote, the verrückt sein, this moving away, is kind of can be seen as actually a sign of mental health. When we look around in the world and come to the conclusion, this world, the society we live in, is crazy, then moving away from that is going back to a healthy way, a healthy view, a healthy society eventually, if more people make this kind of shift. And I made that shift. It's a process. It's not a bam, on or off. It's a process that can take most cases takes a long time. And I'm not saying I'm on the other side and fully there, but I say I'm aware of this process taking place, and I guess this point of becoming aware is like a certain point in the process where in a way the self-awareness sets in, and I can very clearly point to this point in my life. It was about 4.5 years ago, where I was really in a low point, and the people who have been like watching my videos here know about the story a little bit maybe. But so this was really a turning point where I became aware of inner workings of my structures, the patterns, and started to really dive into this stuff. And I was in the fortunate position to not have to work in this time, because I was working a lot before in a job that really put me into a good money saving position. I was working on a cruise ship for months at a time, working every single day. So anyway, I quit that job, or stopped doing that, and was really almost hand in hand with my kind of turning point that I described. And so I could focus the last 4 years on self-exploration, on understanding the things, on researching a lot about, all sorts of topics really. And today I'm comfortable to say that I am on this process, I'm self-aware in this process, and that changes the view on life, the view on life, the view on life, on the potential we have as human beings on this planet, on the individual level, but also on the level of society. yeah, with more and more seeing and experiencing how beautiful and without conflict with each other and with the planet we could live the life, yeah, the more this utopia imagination becomes activated inside of me, the more I'm unhappy with the way we have been doing things for the last, I don't know. So it's very clear for me this is something that can happen in everybody. I kind of try to spend more time around people who are in this process as well. That's where I see the things I talk about, the beauty unfolding in a completely rooted in a completely different foundation. And yeah, I spend a lot of time thinking about this stuff. And for me, there's no good way of explaining this really. But it comes down on the very fundamental level in my eyes. As of now, I'm happy for feedback, and I never claim to reach a final conclusion. But where I am right now, it comes down to the no surprise also, but the dynamic that we are acting out of, which on a very basic level can only be love or care on the one side and fear on the other side. And it's really, in the end, the switching from fear-based behavior over to love, care, trust. And with this comes a different view on everything. Yeah, one could also say that when I discovered in myself a point of, I called it before, the sweet spot of utopia inside of me, or like a connection with being aware, becoming aware of the patterns and the things I describe, which is in the end like the spiritual work that many mystics from many traditions talk about and try to help people kickstart this process or find their way in this. Yeah, I think that the transformative point is when the foundation of my behavior switches from fear-based to love or care-based, and that just changes the view into the world on such a basic level that really things turn upside down. Like this 1984 talk about how peace is war and truth becomes lie and lies become the truth and whatnot. It really feels like this. It really feels like it. And that's hard to comprehend. Like I say, it's 4 years now for me that I kind of started this unlearning, identifying, and so on. And 2 years ago, I started making videos on my YouTube channel, which was already an expression of my understanding of the potential I saw in the world. And then I saw what we're actually manifesting, and there's such a discrepancy, the difference. And I just want to shake everybody and get them to join the other side in a way. But of course it doesn't work like this. And my videos and starting my YouTube channel was a way of bringing awareness to some of the projects that are already happening, some of the people that are already manifesting a new culture based in love and care and this. And I wanted to give them a platform and have them share their stories, what they do, and just create a point of contact for other people who, like me, until I was 31 or whatever, never heard about these kind of things, and life didn't put them in a place where they start traveling to eco communities or permaculture projects or whatever it may be, really. Yeah, they find a life where they are and kind of never leave these structures, and then they don't have a contact point because you don't see it on the television or the newspaper or most people like really don't. It's a parallel world in a way. So yeah, this making videos was my effort to do this in a very gentle way, let's say. Yeah, like not talking about. Well, focusing on good things, on positive examples, and also not going too much into trying to explain, well, anyway, the destructive dynamics. Yeah, that I didn't see this as my goal to explain these kind of things, and also not talk too much about, I don't know, the bigger questions of life and self-exploration stuff, because yeah, I felt sort of shame around it and not uh, grounded enough to really stand for this or be seen with this. And I was worried also about like being attacked on the internet and this kind of stuff. So yeah, in this way, it's a turning point with this video. I'm like starting the time where I really stop caring to a certain level about what people think about me. Like, I mean, in the end, of course, it matters to me in a way, but I find my voice to speak my truth, and I've been practicing that in the last years more and more on the personal level, and that's the way more important level compared to what's going on online anyway. And I can only say that this path of being transparent brought me so much quality in the context and uh, in so many ways that I don't regret one moment of showing myself. It's always a challenge and so on, but I can't really think of any moment where I regret that I was speaking my truth and showing myself. And yeah, when it comes to my YouTube channel and the motivation behind doing this channel also, yeah, if you watch that very first video I did. Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. On this channel I want to share with you my path through life, basically. The mission statement in a way. It's about what I talked about earlier, show the positive examples and so on. But really I want to have an impact. I want to speak my truth, and now I feel ready to include into this even more things. Things where I might get the label or the projection of being verrückt. Yeah, I can live with verrückt in a good way. So that was really a process that I was working with for some time. And yeah, I didn't speak about my time in the jungle doing the ayahuasca yet. Honestly, if there's curiosity, I'm happy to share a bit on this. Like, leave a comment if you want to hear about it. But it's so difficult to speak about in a way that I kind of decided against it, because I felt like, well, what's the benefit for anybody to hear my stories or what happened in the ceremonies or all these things. But anyway, this was a super intense time that left me with a lot to work through, to integrate, and it's, I don't know, maybe 3 months ago now, or almost something like it, and I'm still in this process, but like I say, I feel very grounded at the moment, and it's beautiful, and now I'm just happy to also take this to my YouTube channel, and I think that's it for today. I think I shared a bit that I don't really want to limit myself with the videos I make. I'm curious. Actually, I'm going to Tamera again for some months in 2-3 weeks. I'm not really having a super active video production time planned at the moment anyway, but I still have ideas for this YouTube channel, and I want to use it in some way. And maybe I find some time to make some recommendation videos before I go to Tamera. Let me know if you're curious, and anyway, I'm open for questions. And I'm happy about feedback and like and subscribe and share stuff. Okay, enjoy everything you do. That's it for now. Ciao.